Hello, I'm Patrick Flaherty, and I will be your instructor this semester. Thanks so much for enrolling in Econ 1201. First thing to celebrate is we made it to 2021, and I'm excited about the new year and what it can mean for all of us. I'm optimistic that by the start of the fall semester, we'll all be back in our classrooms and won't have to learn and teach so much online. Although many of the online tools that we've learned to use during the pandemic may prove to be useful even once things return to quote-unquote normal. We also must not miss out on this opportunity to learn this semester, which is why you've enrolled in this course. Many of my fellow teachers have said that it is much harder to teach online than it is to teach in an in-person classroom, and that has been my experience as well. And I'm sure it also means that it is harder to learn. Which means that you will need to put in more effort into this course, not less, than if we were going to be all in a classroom together. The syllabus of this course has been posted on Husky CT, and I hope you will decide to look at it often. Most of the content of the course will be delivered through lectures that I will record using Kaltura. These videos and the accompanying slides will also be posted on Husky CT. However, we will also meet as a class each week on Wednesday at 6:30, and since you've enrolled in this course, I'm going to assume that you are available on Wednesday evenings. And if you're not going to be available on Wednesday evenings due to work or other obligations, you either need to make some arrangements with your job or other conflicts so that you can be available on Wednesday evenings, or you should consider taking a different course. No hard feelings. On Wednesday nights, we will be reviewing some of the concepts from the Kaltura videos, going over the homework assignments, and reviewing concepts using the Kahoot app. If you can, you should plan on installing the Kahoot app on your phone before the first class. You can download the Kahoot app from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store for either your iPhone or your Android phone, and it'll look something like this when you open up the screen. And we'll be using this app in class almost every week. If you can't get the app onto your phone, you should be prepared to access Kahoot during class using your computer's browser. There will also be a quiz each Wednesday night, including the first class this week. Quiz grades count toward class participation, so don't worry too much about whether you get the answers correct or not, but do know that participation counts, and participation is a required part of the course. So you do want to participate in the quizzes, even though I hope you won't have too much anxiety about getting the answers right. It's important that you take the quiz. In fact, you can start earning participation points right after you finish watching this video by completing the online survey that I have sent out. In terms of textbooks, I'm requiring the OpenStax textbook, which is free to download. You can also download an app which has the entire content of the textbook on your phone. Or if you would like to purchase a copy like this, you can, and it's not that expensive, at least in terms of how textbooks go. I'm also recommending a couple of textbooks. Well, it's one textbook. These are a couple of editions of the same textbook. It's the Krugman and Wells textbook. You can get used copies online at a pretty reasonable price, and I will be also sending out some information about how you can get this textbook if you'd like, but it is recommended. It's not required. One cost, the only cost that is actually required of this course is I am requiring you to have a subscription to the Wall Street Journal. It is something we're going to be using in class, again, including the very first homework assignment and throughout the semester. It's $4 a month to subscribe to the digital subscription, so a total of $12 to $16 will get you through the entire semester. And I hope that won't be too much of a burden for you. It is the one cost that you'll be required to have for this class, because the textbook, the required textbook at least, is free. As discussed in the syllabus, there will be a homework assignment due every week. Not this week, but starting next week, there'll be a homework assignment due every week. Because I'll be going over the answers during class, and because I'll be posting the answer key shortly after class each week, late homework cannot be accepted for any reason. And I mean that, any reason. I don't care how good the excuse is. I cannot accept late homework because the answer keys will already have been posted. I will be dropping the bottom 2 grades, homework grades, each at the end of the semester. So if something does come up and you miss a homework or 2, there's no problem. Once it gets past 2, then it does start to hurt your grade. If you do have any issues with the homework, like you're working on the problems and you're confused, you should ask for help. My contact information is in the syllabus, and you should feel free to email me, text me, call me at any time. I have involved in almost all of the social media accounts that there could possibly be, and if that makes you more comfortable to contact me through one of those, you should be feel free to contact me that way as well. Whatever you're most comfortable doing. The most important thing is that if you're stuck on a homework problem and you don't understand something, that you ask for help right away. Sometimes I'll be able to answer that question with a quick email or text, and sometimes I'll suggest that we get together for a Zoom meeting to go over the homework problem, in which case I'm happy to help you get through the homework problem. In my experience teaching online, regularly scheduled office hours have not been successful, meaning I show up for the office hours and I sit there and look at a blank screen for an hour or so as no students come. So I, in the syllabus, have indicated that office hours are by appointment only. However, I know students are sometimes reluctant to ask for appointments. So if students don't come to office hours and students don't ask for appointments, I'm not sure what I can do to help. I'm open to the idea of scheduling regular office hours this semester, but only if there's student interest. So there's a question about that on the survey that I have sent out, and just, hopefully just answer honestly. Again, no hard feelings. It's I want to do what's best for you. And so if you would prefer to come to office hours on a regularly scheduled basis, I'm willing to make that available. If you don't think you'll ever do that, that's fine. But then please take advantage of the offer that I am making now and will make throughout the semester, that you should feel free to schedule appointments with me to go over anything with regard to this class. When I took my first economics class as a freshman in college, a friend of mine told me that economics is just common sense and jargon. And this is mostly true. The jargon, of course, is extremely important. You will learn terms in this class that may sound familiar to you in the English language, but they mean something very different in this class. And using the correct terms, using them properly, understanding what they mean, really is extremely important, or you're going to get completely confused. And one criticism that I have gotten in the past from students, and I do appreciate it, is that I go too fast. And I try to slow down, but I get very enthusiastic. I love this material, and so I may go off a million miles an hour. And it's important that you stop me. If it's on a Wednesday evening, unmute your mic. I know that's kind of, you have to be brave. Unmute your mic and say, hey, could you go over that again? And, I'm happy to do that. If you see something in the Kaltura video that goes too fast, send me a text, send me an email, give me a phone call, post something on my Facebook page. I'm not offended. Whatever you need to do to ask a question about something that you don't understand, you do have to take some initiative, because there is a lot of material in this course. And yes, it does go by really fast. And sometimes I get ahead of myself, again, only because I'm so enthusiastic about the material in this course. But you need to take a little bit of responsibility for slowing me down. I will also try to take some responsibility for slowing myself down, but I think we really do need to work together to make this class successful for all of us this semester. The common sense part. So common sense and jargon. Common sense generally will work, but not always. For example, in this class, we're going to assume that people are rational, even though we look out in the real world and see that often they are not. Nobel Prizes have been won by economists who have challenged some of the basic ideas of this class. But even they would argue that it's important to learn the basic ideas of this class. So we are going to learn the basic ideas of this class so that you or anyone else can then go on and challenge them in the future. Economics is a particular way of thinking, and it is a set of tools that I will argue throughout the semester can be extremely useful to helping us make decisions, from very large decisions like the best way to combat global warming to the very small or personal decisions about, for example, should you take a job right out of college or should you go to graduate school after you graduate? Economics can help you make the right decision. Finally, I'll have two cautions that I would make as the semester begins. The first is that there's more math in this class than many students expect. Don't be afraid of the math. Learn it. And believe me, I'm very happy to help. I'll be posting a Kaltura video with go over some of the basic math prerequisites of this course, and I hope you'll take time to view it. And if there's anything in there that you don't understand or find confusing, I hope you'll ask for help early on in the semester, because getting that sort of basic math skills, it's nothing that hard. We aren't going to be using calculus in this class, although we are going to acknowledge that calculus exists. So for example, you're not going to have to calculate the slope of a curve at a particular point, but you are going to have to understand that it is possible to know what the slope of that curve is. You also have to know that it's possible to calculate the area under a curve, although we won't be doing any kind of integrals or derivatives in this class. Just understanding, Second, you may find that there are moments in this class when you wish that there were no right or wrong answers. If you take an English class, there might be many ways to interpret a particular piece of literature. But in this course, you're going to be often asked questions like, is Bob going to eat more tacos or more burritos? And you may have feelings about tacos or you feelings about burritos. You may even have some feelings about that fictional character Bob. Those don't matter. What's going to matter is what information is presented in the question, and based on that information, there's a correct answer about whether it's tacos or whether it's burritos and how much of each he may or may not be eating. The three keys to success in this course are: dedicate enough time to this class each week. You'll be watching pre-recorded videos and working on homework assignments each week in addition to the time that you spend in class on Wednesday evenings. 2, ask for help when you need it, preferably before deadlines. And finally, answer the question asked. If you do those three things, you're going to have a great semester and you will enjoy learning the material in this class. Economics is a fascinating subject, and I am happy you have enrolled in this class so that I can share my enthusiasm for this topic with you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and now take a minute and fill out the survey that I have emailed to you. Thank you.